guys, I just wanted to show you what I'm going to do today. And this is called Be Kind to Yourself today. It is a stencil that is still currently available. I'm going to actually do it on a t-shirt, which means I will be using ink, which we don't have in trial packets or paste packets. We don't have ink packets. So what I will do is make a cart with this in it. We don't sell t-shirts, so you can get your t-shirt at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, Michael's, whatever your local craft store is. I do recommend washing it before you put a stencil on it to get the sizing out, just as you would do with any other embellishments that you would do on a shirt. So I am going to, let me see if I can do this. I'm solo tonight, I'm sorry. Anyway, there is my t-shirt, and I was in the process of marking it and measuring it, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so as you can see, I made the little borders, the corners for it. I have it on the Chocolate Tour self-healing mat, and that will just keep it in place as I do it, but you can use anything that you definitely want something between you and the back of the t-shirt. So you can use anything you've got. You can use a towel, you can use a piece of cardboard, whatever, newspaper, whatever, just because you don't want it to bleed through. This is also the first time I've used this stencil, so I am fuzzing it. Again, we sell a fuzzing cloth. A clean towel works just as well. I'm going to do it just a couple of times. As I explained the other day, I've actually found, fuzzing it made no sense to me at all, but I've actually found that it is actually giving more life to my stencils because it's not pulling up off of the shirt or whatever surface you're using. It's actually just giving it enough to grip. And I'm going to get my corners up exactly where I had the chalk. And one thing when you're doing this is you don't want your first part of your print or your ink to be right against the rib neck part. So you're going to want to just kind of move it down some. And then I'm just smoothing it out to make sure that everything is stuck down so my ink does not run underneath it. You guys can see this a little bit more than I think you can. Okay, so I'm going to be using Tide ink, and I'm going to be using my squeegee. I'm using a bigger one because I'm doing this all in one color. And as usual, I will go ahead and put some out. I haven't probably shown a lot of ink with you guys, but it works exactly the same. The only thing is we will have to heat set this. So if you're getting this particular stencil and you don't want to pay for a whole container of paste, you just want to do it, whole container of ink, you just want to do it with paste, that's perfectly okay, but you're going to need to pick a different surface because you cannot heat set paste. You can heat set ink. So when I'm done with this, I'm going to set my oven to a higher temperature, not super high, you don't want it smoking. And then I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper over the top of it and put the iron on it and just kind of move it around enough. Some of the bottles are saying 4 minutes. That's way too long. So you're just going to want to give it a couple of, a couple times over until you feel like you can actually see that it's been put into the fiber of the fabric. And just keep, looking periodically. That's not going to hurt it. You just don't want to get it to where it's burnt your fabric. So again, as I said, this is just like using paste. Same technique, same formula. Get just a tad more. Sorry, those are not my dogs barking. And if you remember, I always tell you to go back across gently And that's your chance to see if something didn't quite flow into it where you wanted it, especially at the top of these little loops and stuff. And the second part of that is you don't want to waste any of your ink or your paste, whatever it is you're doing. This is having a hard time filling in here. And so, again, that'll catch your attention because I'm like, well, why didn't that fill in? All right, so I'm going back. I'm making sure that everything's filled in a second time. I'm picking up the ink that doesn't need to be left there. It's quite a bit of ink. There's still some on that side too. So there you have it. Totally simple to do. It's so much fun, you guys. You just really need to try doing this. And like I said, I will heat this up. I'll use a hot setting, not like around 350-ish on it. Parchment paper between my iron and this. I actually have a Cricut presser, so that's what I'm going to be using. And then it'll be completely set. Let this dry before you do anything. Then it's completely set. You can wash it. You can dry it if you want to. I don't typically dry pretty much any of my regular shirts and stuff, but whatever works for you works. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you get inspired to do some of this stuff. It's really so much fun. And again, your kids can help you with it. It's summer. You are probably already looking for things to do with them. So let me know. Reach out to me if you have any questions. And I'll see y'all next time.